Besterday, where nostalgia reigns supreme. I'm Bianca.
And I'm Emilee.
And we're
90s babies! Woo. Besterday is the podcast where we reminisce on the songs that had your heart, the movies that made you laugh, and everything pop culture from the 80s to the early aughts. Think like Beanie Babies,
Chokers,
early Backstreet Boys,
iPod shuffles.
just being like really, really awkward in middle school.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff, including like lots of Pokemon cards and Clueless references.
Awesome. So before we get started, guys, make sure to hashtag Besterday on Twitter and Instagram or wherever you please. And also send us suggestions and rate us on iTunes. Emilee's laughing at me because I can't say suggestions properly.
Suggestions.
And also follow Emilee Lindner on Twitter and myself, Bianca and Rogue. So you ready to get started?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say I really like your Adidas shoes, and they kind of bring me back to like really coveting the 3 stripes and not being able to get them because they were like kind of expensive.
They were back in the day. Like if you had Adidas kicks, like you were like the coolest kid in school.
Yeah, and I actually did get them, but I had the white with the pink stripes.
Oh, throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were too big. They didn't have my size, so I got them too big because I just wanted them that bad. So I was walking around with like clown feet.
I never had Adidas. I mean, they were expensive, but I remember having a pair of K-Swiss, and I feel like those were like the knockoff Adidas because they had like the stripes too.
Yeah.
But
I definitely remember that too. You either had Adidas or K-Swiss or Payless.
Oh, yeah. Payless was the spot because they had those cheap deals.
Payless had kind of the 3 reflective strips. 4.
Yeah.
Because they can't have 3 because that's a copyright infringement. But I remember those 4 stripes, and I'm like, oh, man, maybe people will be convinced.
They
but
won't
nobody
notice
was.
the second stripe.
Yeah. Anyways. So every week, FuseTV has a This Week in History video where we talk about all of the stuff that's happened in history that are celebrating anniversaries this week. The first one we have is very throwback, so not necessarily our era.
Like, think our parents' era.
Think like our grandparents' era.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
In 1941, Disney released Dumbo this week.
I love Dumbo.
I love Dumbo too, and even though it didn't come out while we were alive, obviously, I definitely think it's just one of those, all Disney animated movies are just classics. Like you always watch them.
Yeah, you could watch them for hours and hours on end, and they never seem like too old. Like they're timeless.
Do you remember when like Dumbo got drunk?
Yes. And then he had that vision of like the pink elephants. And I honestly thought, I mean, I didn't know what to think of it when I was younger, but like looking back at it now, I was watching it on YouTube and it looks like an acid trip.
It definitely is.
They're just like dancing around like in this like black box. And I'm like, I don't think this is meant for kids. But
right. Because he gets that way because he drinks something or like, and then he starts hiccuping. I'm like, oh man, I do that when I'm like drunk.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's normal. And then all of a sudden these elephants show up. And I'm like,
man.
Okay.
The worlds of Disney. Speaking of Disney, another Disney movie came out this week in 1967, The Jungle Book.
That's an OG classic. That's probably one of my favorite Disney movies.
Oh man, it's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, and that got a remake too.
Yeah. Did you watch the live action remake?
I didn't watch the live one. Did you?
I didn't.
Oh,
it's
okay.
on I have like a long list of movies I need to watch, and it's like on the top because like there's so many good actors in it, and I like just looking at the trailers and stuff. Like it just looked really, really well done, and they're making a sequel.
People are loving
it. Yeah.
Oh, and not so throwback, like the complete opposite side of the spectrum. 1 year anniversary of Hello. It's me. Adele dropped her it's legendary. It's her banger. Okay. I mean, it's pretty like legendary by now. It's only been 12 months, but hey.
I feel like it's a classic in its own right. Like it took over the charts for weeks on end. Like she sold like infinite amounts of singles for that song, and like I don't know, what can you say about Adele? She's just amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just instant classic. Like, as soon as it came out, everybody was freaking out. I remember, like, working in a newsroom, and it was just booming throughout the room as everyone was working. Like, we played it 12 times in a row at work. It was
Wow.
amazing. And now she's, like, on doing her tour thing, and I'm sure that song will never be able to escape because it's everywhere.
Hey. All right, so now we're gonna throw back to a little bit more like current news that's happening right now. So this week, the director for the live-action Mulan remake was revealed.
Who is it?
And it is dun 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 dun, Alex Graves from Games of Thrones.
Games of Thrones, Bianca?
Yes. Oh, Game of Thrones. Sorry.
I'm
Okay, you could tell I'd never watched the show before, but I write about it all the time like I do watch it.
I've never seen the show either. I only know there's a lot of boobies and dragons in there.
Yeah.
Well, yes, congrats to the live-action Mulan. Everything is getting live-action these days, so.
I think that's a pretty cool choice because the way that he'll probably interpret like all the battle scenes and stuff, like that's going to be epic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And Mulan, like, you don't really think about Disney movies being violent. Like, they do have their moments,
No,
but
they're not like that intense.
yeah, because they're cartoons. So everything is kind of dumbed down or just like more subtle. But with this, like, we might be seeing some blood, I'm sure.
No.
Ugh, creepy.
About to get real intense on
Yes.
Mulan. And the next news that happened this week is that Leonardo DiCaprio's company is going to be producing the Clapton Planet movie.
Oh, man. I love nature, and I love Leonardo DiCaprio for bringing this back because Captain Planet wanted to save the planet along with his Planeteers.
His crew of people, like they came from like all around the world. And
Yeah.
like they save people from natural disasters.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think we really need that right now with climate change being, you know, a huge issue that we need to face. And a lot of, like, you know, just being a more global environment and everyone just, we're all connected. So I think what better way to, like, connect is to start with the kids.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
It's a good choice too because I feel like Leonardo, he's kind of like a modern day version of Captain Planet himself because like he's always talking about like, you know, saving the like saving the whales and like
Yes,
yeah,
it's
he
a perfect
loves
choice.
nature. Yeah.
I wonder if he'll actually star in it. Like, I wonder if he will be Captain Planet.
I don't know.
Man.
Guys, let us know. #Besterday. Who should play Captain Planet in the movie?
Yes. Okay, and then sad news.
This one hurt my heart.
Dream broke up.
Tears are falling right now.
Tears are falling?
Yeah. I mean, they broke up again. Like, this is the second time that this happened.
So, what happened?
Okay, so basically they're supposed to be going on, I mean, they've been embarking on this My Y2K tour with Ryan Cabrera and 98 Degrees, like a ton of like your favorite like early aughts peeps. But then on Twitter, they announced that they're going to be breaking up because Ashley Poole and Melissa Schumann, they kind of want to like do their own things as adults and not really focus on the music world. And I mean, it's very sad because like when they first announced that they were going to be getting back together a few months ago, like it was really exciting because they're very talented, and I feel like Diddy kind of jinxed them. But I was like, okay, this is going to be, yeah, sorry Diddy, but it's true. So this is going to be like their big comeback moment. I thought they were going to kill it, like make a new album, but unfortunately it's not going to happen.
I think it might just be their personal choice because I remember reading their tweets a little while back, and basically they just said it's not healthy for them, for their healthy lives. It's not a good idea for their healthy lives. And I understand because they were apart for a while, so
Yeah.
they probably, you know, started families, got used to everything, you know, went on with their life. And then coming back to this tour has been huge for them.
Exactly.
And having to go back into that life. And
Yeah, it's like, it's very, probably could be kind of jilted because when you're so used to a certain life for so long, and to go back into like the fame so quickly, yeah, it probably didn't really work for the best.
Yeah, and also because it's not like they were making more music, like being more innovative. I think they were going back to what their old catalog was, and then they're performing with Ryan Cabrera and like, you know.
Yeah, it was like all like the throwback stuff.
It was
It
like
wasn't
going back in time, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, they still have a lot of bops that they blessed us with. So.
Yes. He Loves You Not will forever live in my heart.
Okay.
Oh, and Space Jam is returning to theaters in November 13th and November 16th.
Oh, yeah. Space Jam is actually one of my favorite movies.
Space Jam. Yeah, I have a confession. I just recently watched Space Jam for the first time in my life, like last year.
What?
Yeah.
Where have you been the past 19 years?
The past 19 years have been a haze. I don't really remember. But yeah, I remember watching it and just being like, looking at it from an adult perspective, you can definitely see why it was catchy, but I'm just like, wait a second. So they're like cartoons living in the IRL world.
Yeah.
How is that possible? I'm like, wait a second, Emilee, take a step back. This is not real. I don't know. But so, my boyfriend is like very obsessed with Space Jam because it was just such a part of his childhood and stuff. But he's the one that made me watch it. Yeah. And I do believe that he has lots of Space Jam memorabilia. And I think
that
a lot
adorable.
of kids might. Yeah, because I think they had a lot of collector's items. Do you have any? I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't. You know, I've always wanted like the jerseys that they rocked in the movie. That would be really cool.
That would be a good Halloween costume.
That would be.
So many ideas right now.
Giving me something to think about here.
Yeah, so the movie is coming back to, it's turning 20 this year, which is nuts. It came out in 1996 with, of course, Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny was the two
classic duo
co-stars, classic duo, and it's hitting 450 theaters. So you guys make sure to look up those dates so you don't miss that, or you can just probably buy it from Walmart.
Yeah, for like $5.
But I think it's a better experience when you go in the theater because
you kind of like relive like your childhood moments, like when you watched it for the first time on a big screen.
Yeah, when you were probably like, I know I was like 6 when it came out. So if you guys are like around that age, like it's probably a whole different experience, but also very nostalgic, which is what we're all about.
Oh yeah, so yeah, let us know, guys, if you're planning to watch Space Jam in theaters.
Yeah. Okay, so every week we're going to be talking about a major anniversary, and this anniversary is the 15th birthday of the iPod. We were just talking about before we started how we couldn't figure out iPod, iPad, iPhone, and
There's
just
too
messed
many
up.
eyes. Can't keep up.
Yeah, there's too many eyes. So
I can't believe the iPod is 15 years old.
Oh, man. I remember when it first came out, and it wasn't really laughed at. I don't remember, but, like, I know, like, Apple products now are kind of like, what are they doing? Why are they making us buy, like, a separate thing for, like, earphones and all this stuff? But then it was, like, so innovative, so inventive.
Yeah, because no one else was doing it at the time. Like, they really changed the game, like, with how you listen to music.
Yeah, and people were genuinely, like, really concerned for CDs and stuff, which rightly so, because CDs barely exist anymore.
Exactly.
But that started the whole age of, online, like downloading online, file sharing. And yeah, I mean, it had been around for, a while, a little bit, but like this let you take your music, a whole bunch of it, with
wherever you want.
Yeah,
you didn't have to carry around like 50 CDs in your backpack. Like you had it in your pocket.
Yeah,
it was so convenient.
And they had so many iterations too over the years.
They had the iPod Shuffle, the iPod Mini, the Nano, and like the OG iPod, like the really thick one.
Yeah, and they played on nostalgia for that because they brought back the classic, or they just made it seem cooler. Like if you had an iPod Classic, like not when it first came out, like maybe like 5 years ago, you're like, oh man, they're really into music and like listening to music.
Like you took them more seriously when they had like the iPod with like 60,000 songs.
Yeah, like the fatter it was, the cooler you kind of were. This is just recently. This is not like before. So all of Apple products, like they start off at a certain size and then they shrink, and then they like start going back and back up, which doesn't make sense, but you always have to keep moving, I guess. I remember my boyfriend, he was the music director for our college radio station, and he had to listen to so much music every week, and so he had a special case for his iPod Classic, of course, 64 gig, and he kept a list inside, and he would like cross off all of the different music he had to listen to as he listened to it.
Wow.
And that was intense, but it was a really convenient way because you didn't have to sit at your computer and, listen, like put in each CD that the labels are sending you.
That would take so much time.
Yeah. So I never had an iPod.
Neither did I. We were actually out before we started recording. We were like reminiscing on like neither of us had an iPod because one, it was a little too pricey, and
pricey.
Yeah. And I don't think I was cool enough to have an iPod back in the day. Like all
You're
like
cool.
The popular kids had iPods in high school, and I was just like, I'm gonna chill with my Zune right over here in the corner.
Were Zunes different colors? Did they have cool colors?
I just had the black one because I was basic, but I don't remember if they had like different colors.
I had a Sansa MP3 player that I bought from Best Buy, and I kept getting the warranty because it would keep breaking, but every time I got the warranty, I'd like up the size. So I put all my John Mayer on there and all of my whatever I was listening to, Anna Nalick at the time. But I never got an iPod until later in life when I got like a hand-me-down one. I just never, I never got into that hype.
But like even before I got the Zune, like I was still carrying my CDs around in school. Like I remember it was like a metallic turquoise case, and I had like all my favorite CDs. Like I had TLC in there, I had Justin Timberlake, I had a Nirvana album, I had Backstreet Boys, of course, Britney, Christina, Alicia Keys, and like I would carry it around with me. And like I thought I was cool because everyone who like wants to listen to the hot new music, your girl Bianca had them in her backpack.
Well, I wish I knew you in high school.
I know.
I remember listening to my CD Walkman or whatever.
Yeah, I had a Sony Walkman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But I didn't walk around with it. Like, I just was in my room with my headphones on and that was also cool because that's a very solitary, like, you need that growing up, spend time with that music. And I just remember, like, sitting in my room, listening to John Mayer, of course, and Maroon 5, I loved. Songs About You.
Oh, that's such a classic album.
I know.
That's when I actually liked Maroon 5.
Yeah, me too, man. And then, well, that's another discussion for another day. I was also, like, super into the Killers, too, and, like, Franz Ferdinand. And
oh, my God, I love Franz Ferdinand.
Oh, my gosh, we should do something about Franz Ferdinand sometime, because
I feel like they're a little underrated.
Yeah.
They didn't get a lot of love.
I totally forgot about them until this moment. Okay. So I put out, we are asking people to tweet us, #Besterday, to give us their favorite iPod memories. Okay, and then so we asked them to give us their favorite iPod memories, and people have been tweeting at us, so I'm going to read some of them out. Let's see. Sarah, S. Malloy, S. Malloy says her favorite memory is trying to pretend I loved my Zune while all my friends were getting iPods.
See, she understands what we went through.
She also says upside down smiley. But I feel like you can definitely relate to that.
Yes, that was my life.
At Jeff _ Benjamin, 2 underscores, says, convincing myself I would stick with mixed CDs, even after learning that Mandy Moore had an iPod in J14 magazine.
I love how specific that is.
I think even as kids, we were kind of elitist. Like, I understand as an older person, you're like, no, I like this technology, I'm sticking with my CDs, or I'm sticking with my vinyl or whatever. But for, like, younger people to be like, oh, man, I need to keep listening to my CDs. I think that's kind of funny, too.
Yeah, I had a lot of mixed CDs, too.
Yeah. I think we also just, being younger, you just wanted to be different and not do what everyone else is doing.
Exactly.
Even though, man, if you find out that Mandy Moore has an iPod.
I mean, like you can't really say no to that.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Let's see. Jeff also says, but my favorite memory would probably be updating it every weekend. to make sure my last .fm was clap on clap point.
Yes.
I think he meant on point. Yes. Make sure to update your iPods, even if you still have one, because they're still making the iPod touches.
They do.
Which is different from the iPhone because
you can't call anyone.
Yeah. So basically just get an iPhone.
Yeah.
At Brooke E. Bunce says her favorite memory is buying so many fun rubber cases for my iPod mini.
Well, it's just fancy.
You have to accessorize.
It's true. I wish I could have accessorized my Zune.
Wah, wah. Can we get like a sad trumpet like little sound there? Wah, wah. And then at hey _ Tina with 3 A's says my cute turquoise case that had a snap closure to protect the screen was her favorite memory. So lots of accessorizing going on here.
That's so cute.
Yeah, so make sure you guys send us your favorite iPod memories. Hashtag Besterday.
And did you have like any like favorite like file sharing websites?
Oh
you
my
used
god.
to get music.
Yeah, I used to use, it was a yellow website and it was called B, like the bug, MP3, BMP3.
That sounds
Do you know that
very
one?
sketchy.
It was so sketchy, but I was able to get like all of the like Fiona Apple demos that I needed and just like really random things. And I didn't know how to do it at first. So I would have my friends, like you would be my go-to person to make me mix CDs because I would have my friends make me the CDs.
Got it.
So like I am just the follower. But I remember downloading a lot of the songs onto Windows Media Player because I did not use iTunes.
Oh my god, I use Windows Media Player too.
Yes, WMP for life.
I didn't use iTunes until college. Like I always used Windows Media Player.
Me too, because it was way more user friendly, and
it was.
Probably still is.
It was so simple.
Yes. Well, iTunes now is like really hard to use, in my opinion.
I get very confused. Like
Me
I just
too.
feel like an old person. Like I don't know what buttons to press and stuff. It's just too much.
iCloud. What's iCloud?
But I mean everyone used LimeWire.
Yeah.
And I also use Kazaa.
What's Kazaa?
Kazaa it was like a file sharing service too.
Okay.
And then what?
Did you ever use Napster?
I didn't use Napster.
That was probably
that was like a little
by
bit like before like our time. Like it was like Napster and then LimeWire hit and took over.
Did you know that Napster's coming back?
It is.
Yeah.
Is it?
They just bought it out. I think Rhapsody just bought it, and they're gonna like.
Oh my god, I forgot about Rhapsody. So many like music websites.
And then what was the other one you said?
Oh yeah, I was talking to Emilee about this sharing site called iMeme. So basically, it was a bootleg MySpace, but I used it because it was kind of like a music community where you could like share songs with people, and like make playlists and talk to people about your favorite songs. And that's where I got a lot of my music from. Like I found out about like. I can't remember specifically, but just like all like the hot releases, I would go on iMeme and be like, okay, I'm like one of the first people to like know about this stuff. And like cool remixes and stuff. It was really cool.
And it was bought by MySpace.
It was bought by MySpace in 2009 and it got shut down. So RIP iMeme.
Forever and ever.
Forever and ever in my digital heart.
In your digital heart. Wait, that's also a song, right? Like Digital Heart.
Is it?
I don't know. We'll put it in like the article when this comes out. Cool. All right. Well, at the end of our podcast, we always have a song of the week, and let's have a drum roll. Brum 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 brum. What's your song of the week?
My song of the week is, well, I was thinking about the Space Jam soundtrack, and I Believe I Can Fly is just like, it's just a classic.
That song is so good.
Fun fact about me, I sung R. Kelly's I Believe I Could Fly for my preschool graduation.
Preschool?
Yeah.
You graduated from preschool
Yes.
to R. Kelly? I believe
Because it's just a motivational song, and we did like the hand signals and stuff, like fly.
Oh
fly.
my gosh, that is precious.
Yeah, I believe there's probably footage at my house, like floating around of me performing that song.
I also think we should include that in the article.
Okay, I'll see if I can dig it up.
That's amazing. I also, oh man, R. Kelly, man, you know, just putting aside like the man or whatever, if you don't want to think about that, but just his songs, like World's Greatest, like another
Like, they're
inspirational
just so
one.
incredible.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is a great song of the week. My song of the week is, we were talking about iPods, and one of the most like iconic Apple commercials is the one with the different bright colors in the background, and
the silhouettes.
Yeah, and the silhouettes, and then the iPod and the white headphones were all white. Remember that?
That was an iconic moment.
Yes, very very iconic. But man, I'm kind of sad that they took away the headphones, because those were such a big part of their marketing scheme for so long.
There's actually a funny video on Twitter where they remake the iPod commercial, but just with the wireless headphones.
No way.
And when people are shaking their heads, the headphones fall out. It's so funny.
Oh my god, that's amazing. But in the background of those commercials would be Jet's "Are You Gonna Be My Girl?"
Yeah.
Right?
Dun, 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 dun.
One of their, definitely one of their songs is in there, and I loved Jet. That was another one of the CDs that I would put into my CD player.
I wonder, where have they been?
I don't know.
I know. I'm gonna have to figure this out, because they had like that. I mean, it's probably like that one song that they had that was amazing. Are You Gonna Be My Girl?
Yeah, well, that whole album was really good.
Yeah.
Man, they're amazing. Anyways, all right. Well, I guess that wraps up the podcast for this week. Anything else you want to talk about, Bianca?
I'm good. Just let us know on Twitter, like #Besterday, of like what your favorite memories were about the iPod, and any songs of the week that you've been listening to. That you
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Give us some suggestions.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Cool. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Mwah.